Hey, what's up, guys? Day 212 of my 365-day challenge, and today I'm talking about reality. And I'm talking about reality because a lot of us have goals, and one of the greatest things that we can do when we are wanting to hit those goals is know what they are, but then check in with your reality. What are you actually doing right now? What reality are you actually living in? So I was just on the phone with a friend, and she was sharing her goals on what she's manifesting in her relationship space. And then we talked about, okay, well, what's the reality? What are you actually living in that space of your life? And when she looks at her reality, she can see where she's been investing her time and the things that she's been doing. It totally contradicts the goals that she has. And that's why it's so important for us to check into our reality and what we're actually doing, because sometimes we think we're going for our goals and we know what our goals are, but it's just in our mind. We haven't actually put it down. We're not actually taking a step outside of ourselves and looking at our life and how we're actually functioning. So that was super powerful for her today, because she was looking at her reality. And then in her reality, she could start to look at, okay, well, this is what I've been doing. Well, what are my other options? What are the other things that I can be doing? Because what I have been doing is not going to hit the goal, right? And it's really cool when you can be honest with yourself or talk it out with a friend or journal it out or whatever. But the biggest thing is being able to be honest with yourself. And it's not about like beating yourself up. It's not about making yourself wrong. It's nothing about that. It's just looking at reality. That's it. Right? Like I have friends who have been in so many relationships and they're holding on for what they think is a possibility, but they're not living in the reality of how the relationship is actually functioning. And that can be hard because you hold on to the possibilities or the what you want it to be, because looking at the reality kind of gives you that feeling of, oh gosh, this might not work. But that's what I mean. You have to be real with yourself and like be courageous to kind of step outside of the emotional body and look at it from that perspective. Because then again, when you kind of can start to think, okay, what are my other options? What am I willing to do? What are the things that I can put into place and new habits I can build in this area? Or the conversations that need to be had, or just shifts and changes that need to be made. That's really going to stem from knowing where you want to go and then looking at where you're actually at in reality. So look at your life. It could be in finance, health, your relationship space, your internal spiritual space, like your connection to something else outside of you. Maybe you want to be more connected to something, but your reality is you're not putting any time to that, or you are too afraid to look at the certain things in your life or whatever. And again, there's nothing right or wrong. It's just, let's just look at it, let's observe it, let's be aware of it, and then that way we can go into options and tactics and new habits and new things. And that's really all it is. It's just another tool. So put on your goggles of reality, or maybe it's actually take off your goggles of not living in reality and look at what's actually in front of you, and then think, does this align with my actual truth? If not, let's make some shifts. All right, guys? Cheers to that and to living in reality, and have fun with reality, because it's whatever you want to make it as far as goals, right? But again, that balance of living in your reality of how you've been creating it. All right, bye.